Welcome back into the Film Room. I'm your host, Eric Turner. And in today's Cover 1 Film Room feature, we're going to break down rookie defensive tackle Deone Walker. In his first 4 games, Walker has registered 7 total tackles, registered 5 stops on defense, and added 2 pressures as a pass rusher. He's made some really nice plays, primarily against the run, a little less impact as a pass rusher, but some of his run plays and his run stops were very crucial to the Bills' defense in the first 4 games. He's primarily played as a nose tackle, so usually a shade nose tackle aligned over the outside shoulder of the center. Some 2-eye reps where you're just lined up just inside the guard, but we've gotten to see his quickness, his power, and ability to shed and evade blocks show up several times in his first 4 games. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of his film. Let's start off with a couple of his pass rushes. This one from the most recent game, the Saints. You see him lined up on the outside shoulder of the guard. And now while he has the outside wide alignment, you see him go for that gap on the twist between him and Rousseau. And he gets his hands up, and I don't know if that affects the throw, but his length obviously can affect throws. And I just wonder if his long arms and wingspan affected this throw from Rattler, who is sort of on the smaller side when we're talking QB stature. Here's some of that quickness as a pass rusher. He's lined up over the left guard right here, and this is one of his patented moves where he uses a club and swim off of play action. You see Lamar with the play action fake, and while Walker does get the win, Lamar is able to get the ball out. So just that quickness, the hand usage, still pretty raw as a pass rusher, but you saw a little juice right there, and that, again, that club swim to register a pressure on Lamar Jackson. But his biggest impact as a pass rusher obviously came against the Dolphins, lined up over the right guard. This is the interception by Terrell Bernard. Deone Walker's quickness right there as the right guard tries jump setting him and jumping him because it's a quick pass. Walker reads it, immediately swims him, and right there he's in the face of Tua. And this is important with Tua being a left-handed passer and Deone Walker's size, length, going up, climbing that ladder. The pass has to be thrown inside here by Tua. And that pass thrown inside means that Terrell Bernard, who read it perfectly and saw this play prior, is able to make a break on the ball because that ball's thrown inside just a little bit because Deone Walker affected the passer and the passing lane, and that allows Terrell Bernard to make the interception and the Bills to win this game. All right, let's get to some of the run game stuff. His power at the point of attack. Here the Jets end up using 3 offensive linemen to get a piece of Deone Walker on this play. Center climbs to Dorian Williams, and then Walker is able to disengage after fighting off 2 and 3 offensive linemen to help make the gang tackle. Here he is as a shade nose tackle at the point of attack. You see the guard and the center combo blocking Walker. Both guys do a great job. Daquan Jones as well, occupying 2 initially, allowing guys like Matt Milano and Terrell Bernard to shoot gaps and go make plays in the backfield. Very good work by Walker on that one, keeping Matt Milano clean at the point of attack, allowing Milano to make a tackle for loss. Here's another play at the point of attack. Walker takes on the combination block, anchors, and keeps Dorian Williams clean, Taylor Rapp clean. Unfortunately, those guys don't make the tackle, but watch Walker hustle to the sideline to help make that tackle along the boundary. So good work at the point of attack, keeping linebackers clean, occupying 2, keeping your head in the play, and helping on the back end to bring the running back down. Here's a play at the point of attack from the Saints game. 2-eye aligned just inside that right guard. See him play with strong hands out of his stance, eyes over hands, anchors at the point of attack, and then is right there to gum things up the middle. Good hand usage here and ability to redirect his body weight to maintain the middle of that defense. On this play against the Saints, he's lined up over the right guard, calling out the play. He knows that they're going to be running zone to his side. Look at him lead with his hands into that guard, get that hand leverage on the guard, then try to anchor versus that driver in the center. But he gets turned a little bit, which is fine. But you see him still able to insert into his gap to ultimately force that cutback into the teeth of the defense. And he's able to slip by that blocker and help make the tackle. Here's another play where the Saints are going to be running a zone right at Deone Walker. Sees that center coming, gets his hands out, eyes are in the backfield, anchors at the point of attack, forces that cutback, spins off, and is there as Alvin Kamara gets north and south. Here he is once again over the right guard. Look at the quickness off this play. Boom. Hands, swim, get across the face of that guard because the Bills are bringing a run blitz or a corner blitz off that edge. So he's got to get across the face of that guy into the backfield, which is important because as these guys are all slanting, the ball has to now cut it up inside, and there's Bernard to make the tackle. So quickness, not just power at the point of attack. He's shown that week in and week out since coming into this league, and it's made a difference for the Bills defense. Here he is right here over the right guard once again. The Bills don't two-gap often, but you see him do stuff that make you think he can two-gap. See right there? Again, leads with his hands, gets that leverage, now his eyes. Okay, running back is basically trying to read Bernard here, but you can see, one, Walker's looking back here initially, and then you see him work to the play side. Oh, running back's making that cut, so he gets his helmet onto the right side of the defense, forcing that running back to have to make another cut. So all of these moves behind the line of scrimmage are delaying this play, allowing the defense to get to the ball, all because of Deone Walker's eyes and ability to essentially two-gap here in the middle of the Bills defense. Same game, shade nose tackle right here. Same type of thing. Look at him. Off the ball. Knows where the block is coming from. Boom. Peeks in the backfield. Backside. Running back's looking to commit to the front side. Not cut it back. Once he does, boom. Walker disengages and make the tackle. Again, the Bills don't two-gap. They're not asking him to play two gaps here. But he is essentially two-gapping here. Essentially playing his position and the linebacker's position. Because the linebacker is playing off of Deone Walker on this play. So right here, he's playing inside, and as soon as the running back commits, then Walker commits, and then the linebacker is going to fill in. Just great work from Walker on this play from the Dolphins game. But there are times he gets bumped out of his gap. Here's a play from the Jets game. Shade nose tackle. You see that guard feed him to the center, and that allows the center to get that positional leverage on him and then climb to Matt Milano. So Walker gets bumped out of his gap, and he's not able to work back through it to go make the tackle. And that, unfortunately, leaves Matt Milano out to dry and Terrell Bernard, because now Milano's trying to play Walker's gap. Bernard's in his gap. And now there's a free gap where Milano should have been there, and then Deone Walker should have been in this gap. So he gets bumped out of his gap, and it's a cascading effect, and it really hurts the run game. It happens from time to time. Maybe once a game. Here's another example of it. On the snap, Walker gets reached from the quick center. Boom. See that center get his helmet to the play side. Allows that guard to climb. And this is technically where Deone Walker should be. His helmet should be in this gap. It's not. He tries throwing the guy by, and that just seals in that leverage for the center that much more. And that running back gets north and south. Something that he just needs to keep working on. It doesn't happen often, maybe once a game, once every 2 games. But things like that do come up, and as we all know, the Bills play a gap integrity type defense, a one gapping type defense, and so this can hurt the defense, and it can lead to big plays. But you can't argue with some of the plays he makes against the run. Splash plays. Here he is right here against the Saints. Watch him recognize this block and just swim it. Swims the right guard and makes a play in the backfield on Alvin Kamara. Watch this play from this end zone angle. Here he is right here. Watch him swim this block. Boom. Right in the lap of Alvin Kamara. What the Saints are trying to do here is pin him outside and then lead with the tackle on a little fold block or trap, trying to crease the Bills defense, but Deone Walker blows that play up. Here's a play with him in a 2-eye where they're trying to run zone away from him. That quickness is difficult and tough to manage for a guard trying to reach block Deone Walker. Hands, quickness, gets across the face of that guard on the run blitz as the Bills are sending a run blitz here. So that is where Walker is supposed to be, slanting across the face and going to make the play. Great work by him on this. So quick, so difficult to handle with his size and speed and quickness. There are some risk reward to some of his swim plays and some of his impact plays. Here he is, aligned over the right guard, and he shoots backdoor on this play. You see him go backdoor, get down the line of scrimmage, and make the tackle as a running back cuts it back. But this is risky, and it's risky because as soon as he does this and goes backdoor, he's leaving Terrell Bernard out to dry, and you see two guys are able to climb up to him and seal him off. And so now Walker has to get on his horse and get down the line of scrimmage, because if he doesn't make this play, Achane is probably making a house call here with Rapp coming from depth. And so there's risk reward in some of his plays. But on this one, he shoots backdoor, and he's got to make that play, and he does. Thanks for joining me in the film room for this feature on Deone Walker. If you like that content, please smash that like button, leave us a comment in the comment section, and subscribe to the Cover One YouTube channel. I am Eric Turner, owner of Cover One, host of the film room. Until our next breakdown, go Bills.